Executive Director, Lincoln County Television and Media Center in Damariscotta. It's nice that you took a nice long trip to come up here and be here.
We did. Me and TV Toby. That'd be my little four-legged friend.
TV Toby, I love that.
He's on with us every Thursday, and we struck out about 20 or 6 this morning. He's like, Dad, where are we going this time of day? You know, and he's out in the van waiting for me, out in the car waiting for me.
Oh,
so,
well, we're all dog friendly here.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. Now, so how do you support the TV station there? You said you run it like a business now. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we go to the towns on bended knee for franchise fees, which we all do.
Yes, indeed.
We've tried to increase those. There's actually 10 towns that make up the LCTV viewership. So we go to the town for franchise fees. We've always asking for donations, and then we do production work. We do a little over $100,000 a year in production work.
Wow. From
TV, like I said earlier, basketball games to boat racing to pumpkin racing to people sponsoring different shows and things like that. And we've had to do that just to survive.
Well, it certainly makes sense, and offering some great services. I know technology is, of course,
changing day faster I can keep up with it, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why I have young minds in the studio.
Well, we still probably have some of the original equipment here, including that belt right there. Back in the day, it used to be a lot more difficult. Now, oftentimes, it just makes sense to use a device like a phone.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys do the same thing, huh?
We do. We do a lot of just instant, I call it like instant homemade TV with a telephone. You know, you can get that shot that it would take you 15 minutes to set a camera up or a tripod, where you can get it with a cell phone in seconds, actually. So, and the video is excellent.
Right.
The sound is sometimes a problem, but the video is always the important part.
And the lighting's always better because you got 4K video on your phone.
Yeah.
You know, it's a wonderful thing. So that's good. Think of all the extra things that you get. That you wouldn't have because you use it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's a big help for all of us out there. So if people wanted to watch, are you streaming as well?
We are streaming. Of course, we have the local broadcast channel.
Yep.
But then we also stream to YouTube all our high school basketball games. Now we're putting everything up there. We're in the process of developing an app right now that we hope to have launched, keep fingers crossed, by the 1st of May. That's coming along pretty nicely. And some of it's going to be subscriber-based, and some of it's going to be free. Yeah, we're just kind of, it's all new technology to us, but we're working on it, and we're pretty hopeful that will also give us another tool to generate revenue to keep these things alive. It's amazing what public access stations do with such limited funds. A dear friend of mine, Don Carrigan, works for Channel 6. He just scratches his head and said, I don't know how you guys do that, you know, and we don't know how we do it either. We just do it.
It's funny you should mention Don Carrigan, because he's visited the studio before, and he stood right back there with Andy and said, so that's how you do it, huh? You know, we overcome challenges sometimes here. People don't know that you don't have a unlimited budget, unfortunately.
Did you feel a little intimidated by the master himself in the studio?
Well, it was a pleasure to have him here.
He's a great guy.
And then when we have Steve Minnick on from Channel 8, I said, Steve, does this studio look a lot like yours? And he said, well, we have a lot less stools with things sitting on it. So it's really funny. But it's a great opportunity, and really it's quite a responsibility to be a part of the community. It really is.
It's homegrown TV, and we seem to be able to make things happen with a lot less resources than the big corporate. And of course, corporate TV, I mean, the big channels, it's all corporate TV now.
Right.
We are homegrown, run by local people. Revenue and funds all stay in the community, and it's funded by the community. I mean, we don't have any big corporate sponsors from out of state, you know, funding our piggy bank. So we make it work, and it's become, thanks to COVID, it's become a really valuable resource. And we've done these music concerts, which is a lot of fun for a fundraiser for us, and it just continues to grow and evolve.
Yeah, it's always fun you never know how many people are watching, but really, it sounds to me like it's probably much more than you would imagine.
I think it is. Yeah. Well, our basketball this year was amazing. I mean, we had just under 40,000 viewers on YouTube.
Yeah.
We've done some shows. We had a football championship. There was almost 1,500 people watching on YouTube. That doesn't include the local channels.
That's huge.
As you know, we can't find those numbers out. But, but yeah, it's huge. And so we're hopeful. And we do, of course, all the great 475 shows, original programs last year.
Good for you.
So
Yeah. That's quite an undertaking. You're a busy guy.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of towns with a lot of town meetings. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. We've got